If you're exhausted, inconsistent, and feeling like you're the only thing holding your agency together, this is for you. I'm Manasa, and I implement AI and automation systems for marketing agencies so they can scale without burnout. And this is part of my AI for Marketing Agency series, and today I'm breaking down the 12 problems that are draining your time, your energy, and your revenue, and exactly how to diagnose which ones are killing your agency right now. Because here's what nobody tells you: your burnout is data. And every time you feel overwhelmed, every time a client slips through the cracks, every time you're working at 10 p.m. on a Saturday, that's not really a character flaw, that's a broken system screaming for help. And by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly which systems need fixing first. So let me tell you a story. When I first started diving deep into AI and automation for agencies, I spent weeks observing. I looked at hundreds of agency owners, what they were struggling with, what kept them up at night, and where their time was actually going. And you know what I discovered? Every single agency, whether they're making 10K a month or 100K a month, faces the same 12 problems, the same bottlenecks, and the same exact chaos. The only difference between the agencies that are thriving and the agencies that are drowning is that the thriving ones have systems in place for these 12 problems. And the ones that are drowning are just brute forcing everything, hoping that hard work and discipline is going to fix everything. And spoiler alert, it won't. But you know what will? Systems. And that's exactly what we're building in this series. So today, we're diagnosing, we're identifying, and we're getting crystal clear on where your agency is broken so that we can fix it. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to walk through 12 problems, and for each of them, I need you to be brutally honest and rate yourself. You're gonna mark them with red flag, yellow flag, and a green flag. Red flag is when you know that the system is actually hurting your business right now and it's a major problem. The yellow flag is when it happens sometimes, but you're able to manage it. And green flag is when you got the system handled and it's not really a problem for you. And the whole point of this is so that you can be honest with yourself, so please do not lie, because the more honest you are, the faster we can fix what's broken. And at the end, I'm going to show you exactly how to prioritize which problems to fix first based on what will give you the best return of your time and energy. Because honestly, you can't fix everything at once, but what you can do is fix the right thing first so that it creates the momentum for everything else. So grab a notepad and you open your notes app, because we're going through all 12 systems and you're going to track your red, yellow, and green flags. I want you to know that every single solution, template, and automation blueprint I'm going to mention today is already built and is waiting for you inside Build With Her, and it's completely free to join, and the link is in the description. You should join now so that you have all the solutions in one place before we start. Let's get into problem one. So problem number one is lead gen inconsistency, meaning that some months you're turning people away and other months you're panicking about money and wondering where your next client is coming from. And you post when you remember and you reach out when you have time. You rely on referrals and hope something sticks. Now, what exactly does this look like? Do you post on social media randomly, meaning that you don't have a schedule or a real strategy? You have no systems for capturing leads automatically when you sleep. You're manually DMing people one by one whenever you remember. You genuinely don't know where your next client is coming from. You're consistently stressed about filling your pipeline. Now, if this sounds like you, that's a systems problem, my friend, because lead gen should be happening 24/7, whether you're working or sleeping, whether you're busy with clients or on a vacation. Your content should be capturing leads automatically, and your automations should be nurturing them. Your system should be qualifying them before they even talk to you. And when you do get it fixed, this is what it's going to look like. You'll have a content system that posts consistently. You have lead magnets that capture emails automatically. You have DM automations that respond to keywords. They have reactivation sequences for cold leads. Your pipeline is predictable and it's no longer random. You need a lead gen system that runs 24/7, automated DM flows that respond to keywords, lead magnets that capture emails while you sleep, content systems that post consistently, and reactivation sequences that warm up cold leads. And the goal is to have a predictable pipeline and not just random messages from people. So here's how you're gonna rate yourself. It's a red flag if you don't know where your next client is coming from. It's a yellow flag if the leads are coming in, but they're inconsistent and unpredictable. And it's a green flag if you have a predictable lead flow every single week. Write it down. What's your flag for lead gen? Now, problem number 2, no pipeline nurture. This is when someone opts into your lead magnet, or they follow you on Instagram, or they fill out your contact form and then nothing. They just sit in your email list collecting dust. They're in your DMs, but you forget to follow up. They went cold and you have no system to warm them back up again. So here's what it looks like. For example, your email list is growing, but nobody's actually getting emails from you. The leads book a discovery call and they don't show up, and then you never follow up. You manually try to remember to check in with prospects sometimes, and that's just whenever you remember it. And people forget about you because you're not staying on top of their minds. You're losing like 80% of potential clients because they needed more touch points before buying. The reason the system is a problem is the data is clear. Most people aren't ready to buy the first time they see you. They need at least 5 to 7 touch points before they trust you enough to invest in you. And if you're not nurturing, you're throwing money away and you're letting warm leads go cold because you don't have a system keeping them engaged. And when you do get it fixed, this is what it's going to look like. Someone opts in. They get an automated welcome sequence. Someone books a call and doesn't show up. They get an automated reactivation sequence. You have weekly or bi-weekly emails going out automatically, keeping you on top of their mind. And you have systems that nurture leads without you doing anything. So here's how you're gonna rate yourself. Now, if the leads go cold and you don't follow up at all, that's a red flag. Now, if you follow up sometimes, but if it's manual and inconsistent, that's a yellow flag. And if you have an automated nurture sequences running 24/7, congratulations, that's a green flag. Mark it. Let me know what your flag is. Now, problem number 3, slow onboarding. This is when someone signs your contract and is excited to work with you, and then it takes you days or even a week to actually get them started. You're manually sending out welcome emails and manually creating Slack channels and manually building folders and manually getting up project trackers. And this is what it's going to look like for you. Onboarding is taking 2 to 3 hours of your time per client. The clients are confused about what happens next. You forget parts of your onboarding checklist. There's this weird dead zone between them signing and actually starting. And the clients are sitting there wondering, did I even make the right choice? Are they organized? Why is this taking so long? And this is, again, a systems problem because every minute of your time spent on onboarding is a minute you're not doing strategy, sales, or business growth. And that dead zone between signing and starting, that's when the buyers start doubting you. And that's when the clients start second guessing. So here's the fix overview. You need a one-click onboarding automation, contract sign triggers, welcome email, intake form, kickoff call booking, Slack invite, project folder creation, and team notification. Everything is going to happen in 10 minutes automatically instead of 3 hours manually. So here's how you're going to rate yourself. If the onboarding takes hours and you forget steps regularly, you are a red flag. If you have a checklist, but it's still all manual work, it's a yellow flag. Now, if you have onboarding automated and completely seamless, that's a green flag. Write it down and let me know in the comments what it is. Problem number 4 is manual reporting. Oh my God, every week or every month you're pulling data from 5 different platforms. You're copying and pasting numbers into a Google Sheet or a Canva template, and you're writing insights manually. You're formatting everything, and then you're manually emailing it to each client. It takes hours, and it's literally the same exact process every single time. And what it looks like is you actively hate report day. You're logging into Instagram Insights, Facebook Business Suite, Google Analytics, email platforms, and manually copying numbers. Reports are sometimes late because you're overwhelmed with everything else. Clients are asking for updates, and then you scramble all over the place to pull something together. You spend 2 to 3 hours per client. And this is a huge systems problem because reporting is literally just data plus formatting and delivery. All three of those can be automated. If you're doing this manually, you're doing work that a system should be handling, and this is not high value CEO work, this is robot work. And this is what the fix is going to look like. You need automated reporting systems, dashboards that pull in real-time data from all platforms, AI that generates insights based on trends, and reports that format and email themselves to clients on schedule. Better client communication with zero manual work. And here's how you're going to rate yourself again. If you spend 3+ hours per client every month on reporting, that's a red flag. If you have templates, but it's still all manual work, that's a yellow flag. Now, if the reports are generated and sent automatically, that's a green flag. Which one is yours? Comment below, let me know. Problem number 5, content creation chaos. You know you need to post consistently for your own brand, right? You know content is how you attract clients, but you're either posting randomly, staring at a blank screen every time you create something, or just recycling the same ideas over and over and over again. You don't have a content calendar. You don't have a system. You're just winging it, and it shows. And this is what it looks like. You think about posting, then you don't. An hour trying to come up with the one caption, and it feels forced. Your content doesn't connect or build on itself. It's random. You're inconsistent, and your audience can tell. And you feel guilty for not posting, but you're also completely overwhelmed by the idea of posting. And here's why it's a systems problem, because content creation is a pipeline. You have ideation, scripting, filming, editing, scheduling, and repurposing. And if you're doing all of that manually in one sitting every single time you post, no wonder you're inconsistent. You're trying to do like 6 jobs at once. And here's how the fix is going to look like. You need a content creation pipeline where you have batching systems to create weeks of content done at once, an AI script generator that writes in your brand tone and voice, a 30-day content calendar that builds by itself every single month, an automated repurposing system that turns one video into 10 pieces of content. Again, it's rating time. If you post whenever you remember and you have zero consistency and no system, that is a red flag. Now, if you have ideas, but you can't execute it consistently, that's a yellow flag. And if you do have a content system that runs itself, that's a green flag. So track it. Problem number 6, client communication gaps. Your client feels like they're in the dark and they don't know what's happening with their project, and they don't hear from you unless they reach out first. And your updates are inconsistent, and they're wondering if you forgot about them, and honestly, sometimes you do. The clients don't actually need you 24/7. They need consistent communication. They need updates, and they need reassurance that things are moving forward, and all of that can be systemized so they feel supported without you manually doing it every single time. And here's what it's going to look like when it's fixed. You have automated weekly update emails. You have an FAQ chatbots that answers common questions instantly. You have automated check-in sequences at key milestones and real-time dashboards. Clients can check at any time. They feel more supported, not less, because the communication is consistent. So, again, here's how you're going to rate yourself. If your clients are regularly feeling out of the loop and confused, red flag. If you update them, but it's inconsistent and manual, yellow flag. And if your client always knows what's happening with their projects, that's a green flag. So write it down. Problem number 7, decision fatigue. Your team is asking you questions all day, every day. Clients are asking for your input constantly, and you're making 100 micro decisions before lunch, and you're mentally exhausted. Everything is running through you because there are no documented processes or decision-making frameworks. And the reason this is a systems problem is because most decisions are repeatable. What do we do when a client asks for X? How do we handle Y situation? What is the process of Z? If you made a decision before, it should be documented so you never have to make it again. And your team should have frameworks and SOPs they can follow without asking you. And the best way to fix that is by having SOPs for common scenarios, decision trees for client requests, and FAQ databases your team can reference. Empowered team members can now make decisions without you because they have frameworks, and you're only making new decisions, not repeating old ones. If you're making every single decision and you're completely drowned with busy work, that's a red flag. Now, if some things are documented but most aren't, that's a yellow flag. And if your team rarely asks you for day-to-day decisions, that's a green flag. What's yours? Problem number 8, internal systems. Your backend is completely chaotic. You don't have SOPs, your files are disorganized, things are scattered across Google Drive, Dropbox, someone's personal computer. Your team doesn't even know where things are. You're constantly redoing work because nobody documented it in the first time. And there's no single source of truth for anything. And this is a systems problem because if your business can't run without you for 1 week, you don't have a business, you have a job. And internal systems are the difference between a scalable agency and a hustle that depends entirely on you. So here's how we're going to get it fixed. SOPs for every repeated process. A centralized knowledge base like Notion, Airtable, whatever works. And also automated task management, team dashboards showing priorities, and also new team members that can onboard themselves because every single thing is documented. And that would mean that the business can run without you. So again, let's rate ourselves. If you have a completely chaotic system and nothing is really documented anywhere, that is a red flag. Now, if you have some processes that exist, but they're inconsistent and hard to find, that's a yellow flag. Now, if everything is documented and organized and accessible, that's a green flag. So let's mark it. If you're looking at your notes and you're seeing a lot of red flags, I need you to hear this. This is completely normal because most agency owners are operating in survival mode, not systems mode. And they're grinding, hustling, and just brute forcing their way through their week. And you're not behind, you're not failing, you're exactly where you need to be. You are aware now. And here's the beautiful thing about awareness. Once you see the problems clearly, you can fix it. And because you can't solve what you can't see. So take a breath. We got 4 more problems to go. And then I'm going to show you exactly how to prioritize what to fix first. And remember, all of this, every workflow, every automation blueprint, and every template is available inside Build With Her. You don't have to build any of this from scratch, and the blueprints are already there. The link is below, so let's keep it going. 4 more. Now, problem number 9. Your clients aren't renewing. They finish their contract and then they're gone. And it's not because you did a bad work, it's because you didn't create a retention system. You were so focused on getting new clients that you completely forgot to nurture the ones you already have. And the reason this is a systems problem is because retention is 5 to 10 times cheaper than acquisition. And if you're constantly losing clients, you're working 10 times harder than you need to, because retention should be built into your client journey from day 1. Not something that you think about at the end of the contract. So here's how you're gonna fix it. You're gonna have automated check-ins at key milestones and value reminder emails showing their results. Make sure to have renewal conversations that happen 60 days before the contract ends. And you need to have quarterly business reviews that are automated and also include upsell triggers based on the client behavior. And all of this is going to cause higher renewal rates because retention is systematic, not random. So let's rate ourselves. If your clients are leaving and you don't see it coming at all, that's a red flag. If some clients renew but there's no real strategy behind it, that's a yellow flag. And if you do have a good retention system and high renewal rates, that's a green flag. Problem number 10 is manual client intake. Every time you sign a new client, you're manually gathering information. You have back and forth emails asking for passwords, guidelines, access to their accounts, goals, preferences, and it's all scattered across email threads, Google Docs, Slack DMs, and nothing is centralized or organized. And this is again a huge systems problem because client intake should happen once and get stored in one central place and be accessible for your entire team. And the forms should feed directly into your CRM and project management tools. That way, everything gets organized automatically, and you should not be asking your clients multiple times or even hunting for information. And here's the best solution to fix all of that. You're gonna do an intake form that captures everything, and you're gonna automatically sync that to your CRMs. And that will create project folders automatically, and your client portal is where everything is going to live. Passwords, files, brand assets, communication history, and your team can access everything instantly. So, ready to rate yourself? If your intake is completely scattered and chaotic, that's a red flag. If you have forms, but there's still some manual follow-up and organization that needs to happen, that's a yellow flag. And if the intake is seamless, centralized, and completely automated, put that down as a green flag. Problem number 11 is that you have no scalable offers. What does that mean? Most of the time, every client is custom, every project is different, every scope is unique, and you're reinventing the process every single time because there is no productized service and no repeatable systems and no standardized packages. So you can't really scale because nothing is standardized. Tell me what you need and I'll create a custom proposal. Every single client journey is completely different from the last one, and you can't really delegate client work because every project is too unique. What happens here is you're gonna be trading your time for money at scale, and you can't systemize delivery because nothing is repeatable. And this is a huge systems problem again, because scalability requires repeatability. You don't need 100 different services. You need 2 to 3 core offers that can solve specific problems in a specific, repeatable way. The same process every time, the same deliverables, the same pricing, the same exact client journey. And here's how you're going to fix it. You're going to create a productized service package with clear deliverables and a standardized pricing. This way you have templated workflows that work for every client in that package. And that way you can delegate because the process is completely documented and repeatable. And you can scale because you're not custom building everything from scratch. So again, let's rate ourselves. If you're doing every single project that is completely custom, that is a red flag. If there's some consistency, but it's still mostly custom, that's a yellow flag. And if you have a repeatable, productized service offer, that means you have a green flag. And lastly, number 12. You are the only salesperson. What does that look like? That means if you're not selling, nobody is. Your entire sales process lives completely in your head, and your conversions depend entirely on whether you are on the call. You can't take a vacation, you can't scale revenue, you are the bottleneck. And this is a major systems problem because sales process should be documented, repeatable, and trainable. Your team should be able to follow a framework. Your system should pre-sell prospects before the call even happens. What does that mean? It means you have nurture sequence that warms them up, case studies that build credibility, and testimonials that create trust. So here's exactly how to fix that. You're gonna have sales scripts and frameworks that your team can follow. Also have objection handling guides, and you need to have a pre-call nurture sequence that does 70% of the selling before they even talk to you. And also have CRM automations that guide the sales process. That way, your team can close deals and the sales happen even when you're not involved. And let's rate our last system. If you do 100% of the sales and nothing is documented or scalable, red flag. If some sales processes exist, but it's not repeatable or trainable, that's a yellow flag. And if your team can close deals and sales systems work without you, that's a green flag. And that's it. Those are the 12 problems. Now what I want you to do is look at your notes. Count your red flags, your yellow flags, and your green flags. I'm guessing you have several red flags and a bunch of yellow and maybe one or two greens if you're ahead of the game. And here's what you do not do. Try to fix them all at once. That's how you get overwhelmed, burn out, and quit. And here's what you do. You're gonna prioritize based on impact and effort. And here's the prioritization framework. Priority 1 is a high impact and low effort. These are quick wins that immediately improve your business, so you need to fix them first. For example, automating client intake forms, that's 1 to 2 hours to set up, and it saves you hours every week. And setting up basic email follow-up sequences, which is an afternoon of work, is going to create a massive impact on conversations. Creating SOPs for your most repeated tasks, maybe 5 minutes per SOP using AI, and it completely saves time with your team and yourself. Setting up agent mode for weekly research, which is like 15 minutes one time, and that's continuously learning forever. Now, priority number 2, high impact, high effort. Now, these are game changers, but they take real time and work to build. So you got to start planning these while you're knocking out priority 1. And examples of these include a full CRM and pipeline automation. And it's multiple days of work, but truly transforms your sales process. Next, a complete content creation systems, which includes batching, AI scripting, repurposing automation. Next, we have full client delivery automation, and that includes the reporting dashboards, automated updates, and the client portals and stuff. And next, we have priority 3, which is the low impact and low effort. Now, these are nice to haves that make life a little bit easier, but don't really move the needle that much. So do these last if you need it at all. Making your Notion workspace look prettier, or making small process tweaks that save 5 minutes a week or something, or tool consolidation just for the sake of consolidation. You really don't need to do that much. The last one, ignore the low impact and high effort one, because you don't even want to waste your time here, like, ever. These are time sucks that just feel like work but don't actually move your business forward. And here's how you're going to decide your priorities. Before we wrap up, let me show you something that you can build in the next 5 to 10 minutes that will immediately help you with your prioritization. This is the AI agency audits. We're going to use AI to audit your current state and create your personalized action plan. Open ChatGPT or Claude and use this prompt. I run a marketing agency with X number of clients and Y number of team members. Here are 12 problems I'm facing, rated by severity. And then you're gonna list your red flags, the yellow flags, and the green flags. And then write, based on impact and effort, give me a prioritized 90-day action plan for what to fix first. For each priority, tell me why this should be fixed, the specific 3 steps to take, what tools or systems I need, estimated time to implement, and you need to focus on the high impact, low effort wins first, and then move on to high impact, high effort projects. From this prompt, AI will analyze your specific situation and give you a custom roadmap, and not just generic advice, but a plan based on your actual problems. And then to take it a step further, for my number 1 priority problem, name it, give me a complete step-by-step system designed to solve it. Include required tools, workflow breakdown, automation opportunities, and implementation timeline. And this is exactly what I do with agencies that I work with. We diagnose, prioritize, and build. But you can start the planning process right now with AI for free. And inside Build With Her, I have the audit templates, prioritization frameworks, and implementation guides that go way deeper. And this is what we build together as a community. All right, so here's exactly what I want you to do next. Step 1, review your red flags and yellow flags from this video. Be brutally honest with yourself about where your agency actually is. Step 2, Use the AI audit prompt I just gave you to create your personalized 90-day action plan and let AI help you prioritize based on your specific situation. And step 3, join Build with her. The link is below. It's free to join. And inside the community, I have the automation blueprints for all 12 of these problems, the implementation guides and workflows, templates and SOPs you can customize, and other women agency owners solving this exact same problems. And also, you have weekly office hours where we can troubleshoot together. And step 4, subscribe to this AI for Marketing Agency series, because I'll be breaking down each of these systems in depth and how to actually build them, what tools to use, and how to implement them without getting overwhelmed. And listen, I know this was a lot. I know seeing all 12 problems laid out might feel overwhelming, and some of you are probably thinking, I have 8 red flags. How am I ever going to fix all of them? It's totally okay, and I need you to really hear this. Every single one of these problems is solvable. Every single one. And you are not broken. Your business is not broken. It's your systems that are broken, and systems can be rebuilt. The agencies that win, they're not the ones with the most talent or the biggest teams. They're the ones that build systems that work while they sleep. And let's build yours. Drop a comment and tell me which of these 12 problems hit you the hardest and which one is your #1 priority to fix. I read every single comment and I want to know exactly what you're struggling with the most. And if this was valuable, share it with another agency owner who's drowning in manual work and burnout. Let's lift each other up, because that's what community is about. I'll see you in the next one and inside Build with her.